Ladies and gentlemen, it is General Greene. I'm gonna go ahead and share this video. I've got a massive bombshell for you. We've done some big videos in recent days. I'm gonna share this to X. Make sure you follow me on X as soon as you can. We just went over yesterday on October 16th. It's the 17th today. I'm in beautiful Park City, Booyah, up in the mountains right now. Ladies and gentlemen, I've got some really positive news as well. A miracle in Christ the King Jesus. I woke up this morning. I got a good night's sleep. I opened up the Bible. I'm reading through Isaiah, and I had basically a miracle happen last night for one of our subscribers and members, Nolan. You know who you are. So please like and share this. I'm trying to share this, but it just kind of started. So I don't know if I can share it. So let's just share this absolute good news and miracle for Brother Nolan, who just onboarded the Island Project with his first 30 units. He has the most amazing story. You know who you are, Nolan. Beautiful family, beautiful kids. He's a Cali boy, man. We're jiving, dude. We're vibing, Nolan and I. And he's telling me, Christopher, I've been following you for years now. I've been following you for years. And he's like, it's a miracle, bro. It's a miracle. He had a conversation with my dad, and then my dad pinged me. He's like, Christopher, you need to talk to Nolan, dude. He's super pumped onboarding. And so I called him last night, just coming off the plane. And I'm like, what's up, brother? How you doing? He's like, Christopher, I took your advice on Jesus coin, and I bought early. I invested $1,000, and it turned into 30 grand, brother. He said, I did a 30X based on your advice. He says, I'm ready to get in on islandproject.com right now. And I'm like, bro, that's sick. I love hearing those stories. That's a real testimonial from another brother in Christ whose life was changed from $1,000 investment based on our advice, based on our platform. 30X's his investment in Jesus coin. By the way, Jesus coin 100X'd from my original rollout at school at the club, which is why you should be at islandprojectclub.com, because that's where I tell everybody early what we're doing and my picks and the 1,000X's and stuff. And so Nolan 30X's comes over last night, deploys, and is now the proud owner of the best real estate in the world. In fact, Nolan, you're looking at one of the properties you own right now. We're getting everything ready for the ski season, dude. And by the way, we're buying more real estate out here in Utah. Utah speaks to me, and I'm going to get to this major bombshell report in a minute, but it speaks to me. God speaks to me here. It's beautiful, and it also just is filled with so much love and positive and good memories for me, because I grew up skiing these mountains with my late brother Cody, with my father, with my mother, with family and friends, and it's one of the best times, like experientially, of my life. And I had a really good childhood. And so it always just kind of like brightens my day. It's also crazy here. By the way, for those of you visiting, got the pits coming out. I'm gonna be skiing with you here in Park City and Deer Valley this season, man. You'll notice when you get up here, I mean, this place is first class, 5 stars. I mean, it's paid $6 million for it cash, so it better be, right? But like the altitude is about 7,000 down at the base of Park City, where every year in February, they have Sundance Film Festival. But as you start getting up into the mountains here, like we're right on the mountain. So it's the equivalent, like all of our beachfront condos and stuff in our big estates in Maui, they're right on the beach. So you just walk out your door. So it's like the equivalent of surf and sand and ski and sloping and snowboarding. And by the way, Brother Nolan's a snowboarder. I'm more of a skier, to be honest. That's how I grew up. I've skied, actually, I've never told these stories. I've skied with a lot of the greats up here. In fact, Olympic skiers that helped actually develop a lot of these communities when I was a little boy. My brother was actually a crazy dangerous skier, dude. He used to fly down the mountain. He wouldn't even turn. He'd go like 100 miles per hour, and the ski patrol would be like, bro, hey, bro, Papa John, you got to slow down your kid, man. He's going 100 miles per hour. Like, really good memories. But you'll notice the altitude change. And so it gives you this different perspective. So I'm coming to today's video with what's going on in America, with the collapse, with the economy, with hyperinflation, with the war against Iran, with the tragic things happening in Israel, with the lostness of our culture. There was just another music figure. I don't really follow entertainment in Hollywood too much. I mostly just read the Bible and read books and study crypto and work islandproject.com. But I guess another young individual, it appears was an accident or took his own life. What's his name? He's a young kid. It's tragic, man. Good looking kid, talented guy. I don't follow One Direction. What is his name? Liam Payne. He's a goner at 31, falls off his balcony. I wonder if that had anything to do with P. Diddy and Puffy or Epstein. Is it possible that these people were going to reveal something maybe about Liam? Maybe something embarrassing or something he didn't want out there? Because I just touched the story a little bit, but basically he destroyed his laptop in his hotel. Now they say that there was drug paraphernalia there too, which that's not good news. So I hope that's not true or not the case. Don't do drugs, kids. You can have plenty of excitement and passion in your life. You don't need to do drugs. People that do drugs, that's not good. That's not, you have plenty of energy. I worked out this morning. I was on the freaking Stairmaster this morning. I'm doing pull-ups this morning. I'm doing bicep curls. I got my supplement packs out. By the way, I'm taking all kinds of new supplements right now. So, some basic ones that are really good. I don't really do anything too crazy, but I do creatine. I have this men's supplement that I've been using for some time. I'm probably going to roll it out, actually. This is really good for stress, and it's really good for men. I'm 43. I'm in very good health, and thankfully, all glory to God. Sometimes we're out of control of those things. I can only influence what we do on a daily basis, but you start to get into the ages, right? Look how good condition Papa John is in, because he works out. He stays mobile. He could stretch more, Papa John. You need to stretch more, by the way, buddy. But he's always active. My dad's always walking. He's doing pull-ups. It's actually crazy. I should film him one of these days because my dad's a stud, dude. His body mass is pretty similar to me, and the guy's, approaching 70, dude. And he's just like, what up, baby? What up, General Greene? I mean, he's a character. And so I'm bringing you this bombshell reveal information today from a different perspective. From the perspective that I believe Jesus Christ wants me to come to with all of you today to share this with you as I was taking my notes. And by the way, see that painting right there? That is an original. I love that. We didn't really do much with our ski lodge, but we did grab a couple pieces of art that I just thought were really cool. This piece is sick, by the way. A really cool art dealer sold it to me. So today I want to talk about not only the big event and what they're positioning, because as I revealed to you yesterday, the DOD, the Pentagon, you really need to share this. Guys, I don't even have time to share this right now. I'm so busy. Please share this. Because yesterday I do the video, I say, breaking, this is a freaking emergency, get it out. And I go over all the details and I reveal all of the truths and give you exclusive access before anybody else. By the way, I rolled all this information out on my other platforms days in advance too. So follow me on the other platforms like Rumble, etc. Twitter, X, and AMTV Media with the blue check mark. And I put out this DOD Directive 4240.01, which basically the Pentagon and the DOD is getting ready to go to war with civilians right ahead of the election. I mean, bro, think about this for a minute. Think about this and think about what is going on. So, with 18 days left before the U.S. election and what many Americans believe to be civil war, and I think we're in civil war now, I don't think it's coming. I think we are in civil war in the United States of America. It's interesting. Let me just talk about what I think is going to happen. I think Trump wins unless they do something to him. Okay? I think it's pretty much baked into the pie. It's interesting, though, because they've propped up this fake economy of hyperinflationary debt scammery right now. So they have this whole hoax going on Wall Street only so that they're trying to prop up Kamala and Joe Biden. Notice that. And really, people aren't voting for Joe Biden. No one likes Joe Biden. The Democrats think he sucks. Obama at least has talent, right? Democrats actually liked Obama. He's talented. He's got charisma. Even Bill Clinton. I'll not have sexual relations with that woman. At least he was entertaining, right? And I'm trying to entertain you guys. The only reason Biden got in is because it was either rigged or the Democrats, they just dislike Trump so much. It's not like they like themselves. Like that's what I want you to understand. It's like the Democrats actually hate themselves. They hate themselves deeply. Okay, and they even dislike their politicians. They're not voting for Kamala, who sucks as a speaker, sucks as a politician, who's been on her knees climbing the ladder of filth in Washington, D.C. for all these years. It's well known. I mean, she spent more time on her knees than any other politician. Why do you think she's the VP and she was selected without even a proper DNC primary? Because she's been on her knees. That's how the system works. How do you think, these Hollywood movie stars and the music entertainers, how do you think they got where they got? Well, Puffy was squirting a little J&J baby oil all over that baby. That's what happened. These people have been assaulted by the deep state. So it's not like the Democrats like Kamala. They dislike themselves. They dislike America, I'd argue. They literally do. I mean, I know there's some good Democrats out there, but we're so polarized right now. At the end of an empire, and here's what we know is going to happen. We all know it spiritually. It's not like they're going to allow us to just rock into the election here with 18 days left peacefully, right? We know they're going to throw some kind of crazy Project Blue Beam, alien UFO reveal, I don't know, maybe another virulent we'll start infecting the planet, everyone will have to go on lockdown again. I mean, I've never been healthier. During the entire lockdowns, I actually put on muscle mass. I was hanging down on the beach like, good. I was like Will Ferrell, good, don't come and visit, good. I was on the beaches by myself, enjoying paradise, baby, because we don't comply. We never comply. And this is what Nolan said to me. I got to go back to Nolan for a minute. Just came out with 30 minutes. I have another on board too. I got to show you. Just got her merch. She's so cool. I love you, Patricia. You're freaking amazing. But Nolan's like, Christopher, bro, this proves how, like what you say, money isn't even real. He's like, dude, I only invested $1,000. I made 30 grand. Now I'm investing in an island project. And I'm like, yeah, let's make you a millionaire now. He's like, sweet. So basically, Nolan is a clear example of somebody who had very limited funds. People always ask me, I have no money. How am I going to get rich? So he literally took my advice. He takes $1,000. He buys Jesus coin on my recommendation on the anniversary of my brother's passing, in and around when I first revealed that at the club, which is why you should be in, because I'm going to reveal another 1,000x pick here, like very soon. And that's coming out. It's in production now. And then he's like, it went to 30 grand, bro. And so now his 30 grand is invested in an island project, and now I'm going to make him a millionaire. And people ask me all the time, why do you do what you do, Christopher? What motivates you? Those stories motivate me. Why? Because people are hurting. Babylon is collapsing. Very evil baby oil spraying bottle leaders in Washington, D.C. are destroying the United States of America. These people suck. They hate themselves. They hate America. They hate you. And they're stealing all of your money. And look, if I'm the only guy on the planet that's going to embolden and try to help empower people with real solutions, then I'm game, dude. Like I've said for years, you want to know where the billionaire Christian baller is? It's right here. It's Papa John doing this freaking pull-ups. 1,000 freaking X Papa John to the freaking moon. And by the way, this place is a miracle. Like here, I'm just gonna give you a little sneak peek here, but like I can't really show you everything. This place is a miracle. Every time I come visit, I'm like just humbled by God, because like, look at what he's done, like look at how he's blessed Island Project and he's blessed Nolan. And now, our community is growing and there's all these extraordinary things happening. So hey, I want to get to the big story, but here, check this out. Patricia, you are a freaking baller. You are a baller. You look so good. You look so good with the islandproject.com hat on and our custom mug. Oh my gosh. Mwah, mwah. Patricia, you look great. You look fantastic. Woo! You look so good. So good. Look, guys, I like to have fun. And by the way, we got some new fashion going. We got some new fashion here. I've been doing some fashion shoots, right? I got the kicks. I got my little socks here, right? You gotta have a little flair, right? You gotta stand out. If you want 1,000x, you wanna be rich, guys. Be 1,000x, think 1,000x, dress 1,000x, look 1,000x, be the freaking 1,000x, invest the 1,000x. You have to invest into the 1,000x. Like everyone else, everyone is a walking billboard. Let me explain this to you before I get into the depths of hell here in a minute in America. You and I and everyone are a walking billboard. So when you enter a room, you're a billboard. The lights are on you. It shows you if you have self-confidence, if you have a personality, what you like to do, what you think about yourself. Your energy is being projected into the world. And most people enter a room bleak. They just kind of come in. Just like you can feel the energy. Again, I met a gentleman yesterday. He's from London. And I was asking him he was a successful guy, about my age. And I'm like, hey man, what do you guys think about the United States from London's perspective? Are we like a travesty right now? Are we a laughingstock? Are we a joke? He said definitely, politically things are crazy in the United States. He thinks that's pretty nuts. But he also said, the thing that we have here is capitalism. And he says, I do a lot of business here because there's just more opportunity to make money. And I said, yeah, that's absolutely true. And I agree with that. I think that's changing a little bit because, again, you've got BlackRock and all these people moving in and these dirty politicians removing all of our freedom and destroying liberty. And it's incremental. It's a death by 1,000 cuts. So I've said this for years. I said this 20 years ago. They're not going to just bullhorn you with tyranny. They do sometimes, like the lockdowns. That was forceful, but it's typically just a death by 1,000 cuts. And then you end up with a microchip in your head. You're rolling around in one of these little scooters, you've got one of the Oculuses on your forehead. You're broke, you're in poverty, you're poor, you don't have any relationships, you don't have any kids, your life sucks balls, you don't have any money in your bank account. That's how they do it. They're force feeding you just like glue. This mush, the Soylent Green. They're just putting it down your throat, right? Spraying your skies with a bunch of chemicals and spraying all your foods and stuff and, feeding the cows, poison and then feeding it to you. It happens over a long period of time. And so I hope I'm getting to my point here. I'm trying to come with this with a different perspective so we can see the forest through the trees. I've told you for years this is the reset. Before they even called it the Great Reset, I told you that they would move you to blockchain. I told all of you, advised all of you, I told you to buy Bitcoin. I'm telling you to buy this now, just like Nolan, 30x based on my advice. This is 1,000x, guys. We're not going for 30x. If I 30x Nolan, he's a millionaire. That's easy. So we'll do that, Nolan. Congratulations. And all the rest of our members, which have up to 1,000 units with us. The Pits, for example, coming out. They get comp 30 days a year at all of our exclusive properties worldwide. They got 1,000 units. And they actually have more than that because they have a really big network of family and friends that came on board. By the way, you can do that. If you got family and friends, man, you want to come, father, son, come in. We got a lot of father, son, the guards, for example. God bless you guys. I believe you're coming out here too. I think you are. I think you guys booked a trip out here. You should. We got a lot of father, sons. We even got groups. I've got a couple dudes out in Hawaii, 3 guys. They're just we love you. They wanted to go all in. They formed an LLC, came in with 150 grand. Now they own the real estate. They own all the capital appreciation. They own the income. And by the way, the guy I talked to in London, I don't really pitch or anything or tell people much. Everyone always asks me questions because they think I'm crazy, I guess. And they think I'm kind of interesting. But he's actually coming on board. So the guy from London's coming in as an investor now. I wasn't even trying to sell him. I was bro, I'm not. He was just asking me. He's that's fascinating. He's tell me how Island Project works. I'm well, we just buy the best real estate in the world. Typical properties are 5 million plus, and we put them right on the beach. Our neighbor's Jeff Bezos, and it's right on the sand, so prices are just going to keep going up. It's Malibu, so Maui Boo. And I said, our members can use it. They get all the true ownership rights. If your 100 units goes to 250, you've just locked in massive gains. And you get paid income and you've got part of our ecosystem and the networking opportunities. And I said, then on top of that, I'm tokenizing it. So if I tokenize it and it goes up, 100x, everyone's just super rich at that point. And we've just created money out of thin air, just like the banks do. He's so it's a really good idea. And Yeah, anyways, cool dude coming on board. He's we have quite a few people actually from the UK in that area already in the project. And by the way, Patricia here, beautiful Patricia, looking fantastic, is from the Netherlands. So I mean, we're like a global community. This is what's so powerful of the internet. Like, I've been doing this for years, but what's so cool to me is that we have freedom fighters, Christian ballers, people that love God, people from different faiths, business owners, huge successes. We got baby boomers, we got younger people like myself, we got younger people than even me. Everybody's in, we're all rooting for freedom. We are this collective group of truth. We have a real solution, real gains, real participation, and we're pivoting, leveraging, profiting in the number one opportunity in the world, blockchain technology, and we're tokenizing it on a public blockchain and everyone's getting rich. It's very cool. But now, so that's the positive. That's the positive, guys. Like, again, after the selection, all my members will still own this. After the selection, all of my members are still ballers. It don't matter what happens, dude. Kamala gets in. Or Trump gets in. You know, if they put Trump in, they might take him out and then place J.D. Vance there, because that's who Thiel really likes, is J.D. Vance, by the way. He's the one funneling all the money. My point is, after the selection, all my members still own all of our products. Like, nothing changes for our members. It don't matter what the economy is doing at any given day or moment. It don't freaking matter. Hyperinflation, that's good news for the project. Yeah, keep it letting it soar. Keep letting it soar. Economy starts crumbling, great. We don't have any bank debt. We own the best assets in the world. We'll just buy more, cheaper. We'll come out, we'll buy deals, 25% off. Flip the properties if we want to. We can do anything. Again, the big obstacle for a lot of you tuning in is capital. Let's talk about Nolan. I guess I'm doing more motivation today. But like, you know, with Nolan, he only had $1,000. And a lot of you think so weak. You're like, well, I can't do anything with $1,000. Dude, Nolan's becoming a millionaire before my very eyes with just $1,000. You know how much my school is? $1,500. My school's $1,500, guys. So Nolan spent the $1,500. Then he invested $1,000 in himself and his family. Went 30x. Now he's about to go 1,000x with us again. And he did it with almost nothing. Can you do that in the stock market? No. Hell no. Hell no. You might be able to do it if you're like a savant, like very creative type in the option strategies world, and you're like running straddles and stuff and like crazy call options, and you're like a genius. You might be able to do that, but the beauty about crypto, you don't have to be a genius. It's just early, it's disruptive, it's the new internet, it's like the Wild West, so it's easy to make money. I mean, it's like, it's not always gonna be that way. And so a lot of you think, well, I don't have much to work with, so I can't get rich. Well, no, the reason you're not rich is because of your mindset. It has nothing to do with the capital. Now, you do need capital and it gets easier. Like in Nolan's case, since he went 1 to 30x, it's much easier now for him to get to 100K and then 10x that to $1 million. See, it's that initial nut crack, right? It's like the little squirrel going out and he's got his little nut. He's like, oh, it's got a little nut. You know, once you crack into it, it's much easier to 1000x. And so post the inside job, probably rigged, deep state illusion, two-party system scam of the selection, you should be thinking about, well, what happens after that? Because a lot of people are very myopic. They're just like, they think Trump's going to get in and he's going to save the day. And then all of a sudden there's going to be $1 million deposited into their bank account. I can tell you that's not going to happen. It can with this though. We're actually a real solution and a real investment and real property and real ownership and real fractionalization and real tokenization. So like, again, solutions are so much more powerful and empowering than anything else. So what was the title of this video? I still haven't even shared this on Twitter. The title of this video, and let me tell you what's coming next, because we know it's terrible. I mean, we know the sinking ship of America's Titanic is a goner at this point. It's never been worse. Look at this crap, scam, inside job, rig job of the deep state. I mean, look at P. Diddy and Puffy and their white parties and Jeffrey Epstein racketeering and JP Morgan Chase and Jamie Dimon funding it for all these years. For those of you who don't know, I mean, Jamie Dimon personally, along with JP Morgan Chase, I mean, he was in charge, so he must have known about it, was funding the giant child trafficking ring of Epstein. Disgusting, right? I always tell you to get your money out of the banks. You should just do it morally. Because, I mean, if you have an account at JP Morgan Chase, you literally support trafficking. I mean, you do. That's what you're doing. You're helping to traffic children along with Jamie Dimon and Jeffrey Epstein. These are facts, guys. This is not an opinion of the general. JP Morgan Chase has been well known funding these rings for years. It's all been disclosed to the public. It's been investigated, for crying out loud. So just, I just preach the truth. Sorry if you guys don't like it, but the title of this video was blowing the lid off of a massive event to hit the United States within days. So let's go over the massive events. Top candidates for the massive event. Pop, pop, pop! Trump gets taken out. Pray against it. They've already had multiple attempts. Pray for peace. Pray for his safety. He gets in, same thing happens, and then they place J.D. Vance in there, which is who Thiel and really the people funding Trump right now want in power, not Trump. They want J.D. Vance. So it's very clear, actually, that, J.D. Vance, it might kind of be one of those, replacement JFK scenarios, right? They put JFK up in a setup. They're like, hey, yeah, he won't notice. Let's put him in a convertible top, and put a bunch of sharpshooters on these roofs. Like it was just one giant setup, and then they put the next guy in, propped him up. Just a big mafia, essentially. So that is a possibility. That Trump gets in, then he gets taken out, and then J.D. Vance becomes the new selection. So keep that in mind. Other likely culprits to happen in the next 18 days would be some kind of cyber event, which we've already started to see with Verizon Wireless, Cellular, SOS, Help Mode. We saw it with Waterworks Company again. Their company was attacked. And they're still looking at what happened to the infrastructure with that, the electrical grid, utilities. I get asked all the time, well, what's going to happen to all of your properties if the electrical grid goes down? Nothing, dude. It'll still be here. Nothing's going to happen. Oh, how are you going to access your Bitcoin? Well, Bitcoin actually can run on satellites. So if you believe Elon Musk that we have satellites in our sky, and you actually think that that's possible, if the grid goes down in America, Bitcoin will still operate in its ecosystem in other countries. You don't lose your Bitcoin when the grid goes down. It's still there on the blockchain. You got your seed phrase. No one can take it. You just go to another place and you grab your Bitcoin. You should do both. People always say this, do you not understand that you should do all these things? Prep, get food, get water, get bug out bags, own gold, own silver, empower yourself, get your income and your cash flows up, get rich, make millions of dollars, get into blockchain, Bitcoin, own real estate with no bank debt, buy Bitcoin, do it all. Do it all. Money, fast cars, diamond rings. Wasn't that a song? Who was the rapper? I want it all. I want it all. Diamond, fast car. I'm not a good rapper, but wasn't there a song about that? You should do it all with your preps. We're seeing a lot of mainstream media figures actually say the grid's going to go down. They're pushing survival, water, food storage. All those things are very important. You should have them. The other major, so I think there's three major ones that we've just discussed. The other one is an event within the United States. By who? America's enemies, namely Iran. And I've talked about it, pray against it, but a coordinated event within the United States. They hit dozens of American cities at once. Imagine a similar event like in Israel, but hitting New York, Los Angeles, God forbid, the list goes on and on. I won't even name the places. And they just hit everything. All at once, because keep in mind, you're at war, guys. You're at war with Iran, you're at war in Gaza, you're at war in Palestine, you're at war in Ukraine. Russia hates your guts, China hates your guts, North Korea is firing missiles, blowing up roads, South Korea. Good job getting out of there, Papa John, because he was just there, actually. These countries hate you. So don't think they're not going to roll in during wartime and create a war here on this soil. Americans are cucks to think that there's not going to be a war here. You don't think there's going to be an Israeli type event here, like what we saw October 7th, pray against it, or another 9/11? Well, of course. You're at war, which you're condoning. See, I don't condone any of this. I don't support any of the wars. I'm against the actor that is Zelensky. I think he's a giant fraud. I don't want to send any of my money overseas. But the American cuckery that's supporting all of this is very ignorant. They don't think that they're going to have. There I am, I'm back. I was getting a call. They don't think that they're going to have an event as I'm cutting in and out of here. So those are the three things that I think can happen. I'm blowing the lid off the massive event now. What were they? Again, we could see an Israel type event in the United States. We could see Trump get taken out. There could be some kind of cyber event, electrical grid, water system, whatever. It's infecting the banking infrastructure, bank runs. Like, they're not just going to allow you to get away without a little bit more trauma. Like, you do understand this. Like, the whole goal of the deep state is to traumatize the American people, give them massive PTSD, essentially control all of you in their system, keep you in fear, keep you fighting each other in the illusion of the two-party system so you go nowhere, keep you compliant, keep you lazy, keep you fat, keep you watching television, prevent you from getting rich, steal all of your wealth, control you, lock you up like a freaking rat in a cage. And that's what they don't like about people like you and me, because you ain't locking anything up. You ain't locking anything up. No. 1776, bro. 1776, man. 1776, orally, man. 1776. And again, by the way, we stand with all races. We stand with all people. We stand with all freedom fighters worldwide. I have a baller. Let me give you an example of this. I got a baller straight out of Compton, bro. I got a baller. He was one of the first people to invest in an island project back in the day. Baller. You know who you are. On boards, pumps in his 30K. I chat with them. Straight out of Compton, bro. We got people from all walks of life. From white collar to blue collar, everybody seeking freedom. We are the new America. We are the new ecosystem. We're getting it done. And see, this is what you need to understand. I mean, I've barely even let on or showed you guys much. I'm going to be doing some walk-arounds. It's raining. We're actually supposed to get some snow. I don't know if you can see that, but it's kind of we're supposed to get some snow out there today. By the way, it's part of our unique ecosystem. Every property that you stay at, that you come and visit, see our tiers, 150 units, 250 units, 500 units, 1,000 units, 30 units minimum to get in. And we have had a lot of people visit with just 30 units. You just have to pay a discounted rack rate, 40% off the normal rate, and you can come stay. And we've, blessed people with days and times and stuff too, because my father and I are just dope like that. But we have this whole ecosystem. So, everyone that comes in Pearl Island Project, you're in the club, right? You come in, you got a limo, Black Ops, they help you with your bags. Someone's holding the sign, Mr. Greene or whoever you are. They come on in, they take all your stuff. You come in, you got butlers, you got service, you got cooks, you've got, in this case, we're right on the mountain here. They give you your hottie toddy, you wake up, your boots are heated. They slide you into the boots. They're even buckling you for you. You and your kids, you come right out, they even push you, give you a little tap on the butt, on the behind, push you right out onto the slopes. World class, best in class. We've done it before. All this stuff goes mainstream. We see BlackRock trying to gobble all this stuff up. They're doing it now. And by the way, this property here, right here, which I'll do a tour, probably a private tour for members. This here is a huge blessing because we're really not supposed to own it from the standpoint that there hasn't even been a listing in this community in over 2 years. So you can't just roll in to these certain exclusive areas and buy something even if you have the money. This popped on the market randomly like a total god shot. I was in Maui. I'm like, whoa, dude. Nothing has been listed in years. And I immediately got on the phone. I'm talking to the other agents. We immediately contract it in hours and get the deal done. I don't know if a lot of you realize this. We're competing with BlackRock and all these hedge fund managers and all these people that are very evil. They get free money. They get free money from Wall Street and the FOMC and the Fed Market Committee and all this crap. Like BlackRock does. You can't just roll in and buy exclusive assets. You have to negotiate. You need God on your side. You've got to I can give more details at another time. You don't just roll in and buy a $10 million property. This is what a lot of you don't understand. If you won the lottery, you came into hundreds of millions of dollars, you're not just allowed to go buy into all these exclusive areas. There's rules among these communities of very rich, exclusive people. Agents won't even deal with you, dude. there's a lot of like stuff around that. I don't know, it's a total side point. 34 minutes in. I'll probably shoot another video today. I really want to shoot another video because I actually have a lot in the written word that I'd like to share with you, but maybe I'll save it for the Sabbath and just keep it completely focused on that. I think I'm going to do that. But I had some really wonderful words that I read this morning in the Bible, in the book of Isaiah, that really touched me in a significant way. And also just kind of gives me, motivation and more confirmation for why it is what we do, why I fight so hard on behalf of all of you tuning in, all of our members, why my father works so hard, and just all these great things. So we're super excited. Again, get ready ahead of this selection. Again, there's going to be a major event. Get your money out of the banks. Be thinking about what's going to happen after the selection, okay? Be thinking about where the trends are. Where are the trends? Crypto, blockchain, tokenized real estate. Who's done it first and who's done it the best? Who has the best brand in the world? Worth billions of dollars? IslandProject.com. You can buy now. Click the membership tab. We accept ACH wire transfer. Oh, I forgot to mention Mario. You remember Mario, the testimonial that happened at random on the beach in Kaanapali, Kapalua? I was down on the beach shooting a video and Mario comes up. He's like, hey, Christopher, what's up? I'm like, hey, man. He's like, hey, I'm one of your investors. I'm staying at the condo. I'm like, really? I didn't even know that. And my dad's like, or he's like, yeah, I've been, because my dad handles all the bookings and we have a booking team. So I'm not like doing that. And he's like, I'm like, well, what do you think? He's like, it's amazing. I'm like, do you mind if I put you on camera? That was the video I shot. But anyways, Mario just came in with another 45 units. So he just anteed up. Every single person who's ever visited us, met my team, my father, myself, come to the properties and stayed, antes ups and 10X's their freaking investment immediately. Because, people want to, hey, they get in, they want the experience, they see it, they touch it, they're able to participate in it, right? And then they come in with more. They understand what we're freaking doing. They get it. I got to wait for a better day too, because it's supposed to snow in a day, but it's not very good to really see the mountain right now. So anyways, I'm getting hungry. I gotta go get some food, guys. I love you very much. It is your time and your moment. Just like Nolan, you think you can't get it done? Now, we do have a 30-unit minimum to get into islandproject.com. Also, get into my freaking school at islandprojectclub.com. That's islandprojectclub.com. For those of you looking for a baby step, take that baby step. That's easy. It's a one-time payment. You get in, you get all my courses, all my coursework, all the blockchain fundamentals, all my 1000X picks. You'll also be an early bird to the rollout of the blockchain launch of islandproject.com as well. And it's a requirement to actually get in with your 30 units at islandproject.com. So do that now. You should be posturing now. You should be getting ready now. You should be motivating and working out in the morning now. Your mind should be past. My wife tells me this all the time. She says, you're just, a lot of the times you're way too ahead of people. You're already years down the line. And so most people, she says, are focused on like the here and now. I've already blown past that. See, that's how I knew about Bitcoin. That's how I knew about tokenized real estate. That's how I knew about like social media. Because I'm an innovator. I'm a tech guy. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I'm always like way ahead while everyone else is focused on what just happened that I already predicted that I told you was going to happen like 10 freaking years ago. Now I'm telling you what's going to happen now. Like this time next year, on the next year, this will be trading at billions and billions of dollars. All my members will be rich. We will be buying more properties. I'll be lighting up new flagships across the world in various countries. And we're going to have literally the #1 technology in the world for blockchain backed by a true proof of concept portfolio that no one in the world has ever done before. And even the core portfolio is worth hundreds of millions of dollars already, plus everything else. And a lot of people out there are just still focused on the selection. They're like, I wonder what's going to happen with the selection. Like, who even cares? I mean, I hope Trump gets in, but my point is, like, don't rely on that. Take care of your own. Grow your own food, purify your water, learn how to hunt, take care of your family, go to church, tell people about God, go make disciples, get into fantastic shape, look good like the general and Patricia and everyone, dress to impress and for success, if you know what I mean. And I've got thousands of new hats in production for members, etc. I got beach towels coming. Takes a while because I got all this, there's lot orders to be produced. I got all those coming, new coffee mugs, an entirely new design. And a lot of you, this is kind of funny, kind of weird, but a lot of you are like, ask me if I should come out with like a clothing line or something. I'm actually kind of thinking about it because I do love fashion. I'm pretty good about it. And I have a lot of custom stuff too that I'm like experimenting with right now. I mean, look at this. I freaking like, check these socks. They're freaking radical. Like, check these shoes out, dude. These are so cool. I mean, you always got to look freaking good, dude. You got to look freaking good. Even when I married my wife years ago, we didn't have any money back then. And she's like, what do you want for your ring? I'm like, just something simple, I said, just something crappy. Because I said, and it's a good ring, but it's a couple $100 right here. It's, it's like a normal ring. I said, I want something kind of just there, like a staple. Because I said, in the future, I'm going to own a collection of massive Rolexes and exotic watches, which I just like watches because I like art. Just like I think that beautiful art piece, which is an original right there that we bought. I think it's cool. Like my vision, here's what I'm telling you guys. You need a vision for your life. Okay, even if you're down in the dumps and you're broke and your dog ate your homework and your girlfriend just dumped your ass because you're a loser, you still need a vision for the future. Like, where are you going? What do you want? What is your hope for the future? What is your idea of success? Put yourself in that situation. I mean, look, if you want a car or something, my advice is go to the dealer, even if you can't afford it. Step in. Take her for a test drive. Hear the baby purr. And then when you're done with that, think about what it would take to get what you want. I do this all the time. I mean, I did it with Island Project like years and years ago as I was formulating the business plan. I'm like, where do we want to go? What are the problems in the world? What's the direction of technology? What's happening in America? How can we empower people with freedom? What would that look like? And then you construct it and design it, and then you figure out, and everything comes into the fold. This is the 1000X mindset. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need it all figured out. A lot of people fail because they're trying to organize too much. No, as an entrepreneur, you've got to build a move, baby. It's kind of like dancing, right? You got to feel your partner, okay? Instinctually, feel how your partner wants to move, okay? And you got to go sometimes with the currents. God gives different currents. God giveth and he taketh. God's in charge. And that's another thing too, is you have to be God first. The secret to success is being God first, putting in the action, putting in the work, 1000Xing your lifestyle, doing the things, doing what it takes, having the discipline, going all in, making the investments, betting on yourself, taking care of yourself, putting in those inputs, having a vision, and as you're moving, dancing, molding in, and finding opportunities and success points. So for example, I'll give you another example because I'm talking motivation right now. I remember the first time I made $100 on YouTube. And I was so excited. I took it to all my friends. I'm like, bro, I made $100 on the internet. And they're like, oh, cool. But they didn't get it. You see, they didn't understand. What I understood, that was the biggest moment of my life. I was like, bro, if I could make $100, I could make $1 million. And then I was like, I looked at my $100 check again. I said, if I could make $1 million, I could make $100 million. I was like, if I could do 100 million, I could do $1 million, baby. We're gonna go to the freaking moon. We're gonna go to the freaking moon. And that's exactly what we've done. Because again, a lot of you are thinking weak. You're thinking defensive. You're thinking sad. You're being controlled. And you're not in the 1000X mode. What starts small gets big. You do this in sports too. Incremental success. Incremental gains to the 1000X. You go from 1,000 like Nolan to 30K to a freaking million. And then you go to 10. Then you go to 20. Then you go to 50. Then you go to 100. That's how you do it. Because this whole thing is fake. You have to understand the whole system is fake. The financial system is a scam. The central bank is a criminal entity. In my opinion, they print money from nothing. It's not backed by anything. It is manipulated by people in Washington that privately run everything. They control interest rates. They control the money supply. They own the media. They own Hollywood. They own the music industry. He who mints the currency is the king and is the ruler over empires and society. And the brilliant thing about crypto is we can mint our own currency. How about them apples? And see, that is the secret, because the whole thing's an illusion. Like Jamie Dimon just printing his own debt all day, making himself rich. He's on the phone with the central bank like, yo, bro, we need a bailout today. And they're like, sure, we'll give you a bailout. Your name's Jamie Dimon, bro. Yeah, of course, you're one of us. And they just give them more money. It's all fake. So it's all fake. And it's all an illusion. Everything's propaganda. None of it's real. And you can print money now with crypto from nothing into infinity with nothing. You just do whatever you want with it. And by the way, we're fixed. We have no dilution. We have a fixed supply of our founders round at 33,500 units, a $33.5 million founders round that can never be touched or altered legally. We set it up that way. We filed with regulators in 2022, approximately 2 years ago, declared our independence in 1776 revolutionary moment. July 4th, 2022 was our Declaration of Independence when we went live. And now we're posturing into the greatest technological advancement in world history and making people stupid rich because we can. And that's my job, and that's the business that I'm in. And this is why I tell you, your financial advisors suck balls. Most of them told you not to buy Bitcoin. They're broke for a reason. The establishment told you not to buy Bitcoin. CNN and CNBC told you not to buy it. They told you it was a scam. They're all wrong. Even Donald Trump called it a scam. Now he's launching his own cryptos, which don't even look like they're doing that well. Because again, he doesn't have a product. Key difference with Island Project. We already have a physical proof of concept real estate asset portfolio. Call Papa John at 808-442-2934. That's 808-442-2934. Call Papa John at 808-442-2934 and ask him about what you own. It's physical. It's real. It's a proof of concept. It includes all true ownership rights of the portfolio, and we've already done it. It's not a figment of imagination. Trump, awesome, cool, launches his new coin or whatever it is. They don't even have anything. And look how wildly successful it was. I think they raised like $700 million on nothingness, proving again, nothing is real. The difference between you and I and what we've done and what our members have done is we actually have something physical and real. And I designed it that way for a reason. Because even if crypto went to zero, it doesn't matter. All my members are still rich. That's how I designed it. Doesn't matter what happens. People say that all the time too. Well, Christopher, your Bitcoin's it's gonna collapse someday. Don't care. Even if it does, we're already rich. We've already taken profits. We've already redeployed into physical assets. We already own real estate. We've already done it. We already 1000x'd. It's over, guys. Many of you missed the 1000x. And that's what I'm telling you now. Don't miss the next one. So this ski season at islandproject.com, I want to see you guys. I'm going to be I'm going to have my little protective helmet on. Okay, I'm going to be ski jumping with all of you, and I want to see you a part of what we're doing. I want you motivated. I want you successful. I want you in Christ. I want you freaking killing it. You tell all your friends. You show your friends through your actions. Take action. Go big. Ask for what you want. Have a plan. Be willing to dance with your plan a little bit. And go for what you want in life. I even had a driver. He picked me up in a limo yesterday. He was like, hey, Chris. He's like, good to see you again. I'm like, hey, cool, man. Good to see you. His name was Austin, the same name of my son. And I was like, what's new, bro? What's new, Austin? He's like, dude, I'm getting married. And I'm like, well, congratulations. That's freaking amazing. He's like, yeah, dude, she's totally out of my league, too. And I'm just laughing with him. He's like, and I'm like, well, good for you, bro. I said, that's how you roll. He's like, yeah, all my friends ask me, like, how did you nail this wonderful wife and this girl? He's like, I just went up to her and started asking her questions and asked her out. I mean, like, again, many of you don't even ask for what you want in life. You don't have to be the most talented. You don't have to be the most good looking. You don't need to know the right people necessarily, although all those things are helpful. Okay, you just got to be the guy knocking on the door, showing up, asking for the freaking sale and asking for the business and asking for what you want in life and asking for the girl and asking for whatever it is you're seeking. You have to ask for it. Even salvation is something through free will. We have to connect spiritually and ask God for it. It's not just something that happens on its own. You have to be baptized in the blood of Jesus Christ. You have to ask God to come into your heart. You have to repent for your sins, give it all to Him, show Him everything. The skeletons in the closet, the good, the beauty, the ugly, the dark, the light, all of it. You have to give it to Him and ask Him to come in and rebirth you in the name of the Lord Jesus. It is an action. It is a conviction. It is a Commitment. It is something that you have intention on. For those of you that like, thinking about like spiritual energy or law of attraction or, whatever these things are, which I don't believe in that. It's all spiritual. It's all God. It's all Jesus. These are the secrets. Even the guy on the London plane is coming in with an investment now too, which just kind of happened at random. Because when people talk to me, they see how amazing it is, what we've built. And they understand it. And they see that I'm rich too. So they're like, yeah, obviously this guy knows what he's doing. I mean, again, those are also signs, guys. Those are also signs. Like, only hang out and invest in the people or mimic or model after people or do the things that people are doing that actually have what you want. Like, for example, if you want to be a family man and a good father, then talk to other fathers. I've got many, many kids. I don't give all my details. I'm happily married. I've been for a very long time. I'm a great father. I'm a loving person. So I know what I'm talking about when I talk about fatherhood and what it takes and the layers of responsibility and how to work on a relationship and how to treat your woman right and how to work through problems and fear and circumstantial things that happen in life that are, bad things that happen to you. Same thing with your preacher. Like, if you're looking at your pastor and his life sucks and he's sinning all the time and he's not happy, and you don't see someone truly reborn, well, maybe you should go to him and a brother of Christ and try to help him out, but that wouldn't be the person I'm modeling after. See, if you're modeling after an athlete, you're going to model yourself after Michael Jordan. Everyone said Michael Jordan was arrogant, right? He always had his tongue out. Right? But there's a healthy level of arrogance that is needed to be successful. Again, in sports, in business, in life, you will always be defeated by people like me. People like me always win because we ask for what we want. We never quit. You can't kill us either. Like, as long as there's air in our lungs, we come back hitting harder. We get hit, you break our nose, we counter strike and knock your ass out. That's the motivation. That is the model of the Navy SEAL, okay, of the Division I All-American that you've got to have in your mind. Okay, you've got to be motivated, and you have to understand that it's not necessarily going to be easy, okay? But by putting in the work, by putting in your intention, by allowing God to move the mountains, because you're doing work, because you're faithful, because when something bad happens to you, you don't quit. You get on your knees and say, God, I'm going to need you on this one. And I'm trying to think of where we were in the book of Luke at my church, actually on the mainland. And there was a story of that. I think it was Paul, if I remember correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's in Luke. And he's in a moment where he's just getting the crap beat out of him, essentially. And he's just on his, or no, excuse me, it's not Paul, it's freaking Jesus. There's a point where Jesus cries tears of blood. Think about that for a minute. He weeps for the world. He cries tears of blood, okay? Because he knows he's going to be betrayed. And, that happens in the next sequence, essentially. And he's on his knees, suffocating, trembling, pain, suffering, bleeding from his eyes, tears of blood. And he is there, and he calls on Father God. And I want you to imagine what this was like for Jesus at the time, the perfect example. And he is there, and he's calling on God, I need you now, Father God. And an angel comes and touches him and lights him up and gives him the strength to carry on. So you hear things like, God will never give you too much that you can handle. There's some truth to that. But the real truth is, God will never give you too much that he can't handle. So when you're in those moments, when you're in the foxhole, when you're getting your leg and hips blown off, like my brother Cody, in the operating room, and you're bleeding out to death, true story, or something's happening to you relationship-wise, maybe you got a divorce, or you lose a loved one, or somebody dies, or something doesn't work out, maybe it's your business or whatever, and you're sitting there and you're wanting to quit, I want you to think of Jesus. Never quit. And this is the number one thing even my father will tell you about me, is that he loves the fact, and he's always known this about me, and he's like that too. We never quit, ever, ever. Never too late to reinvent yourself, You woke up, you got air in your lungs, it's a good day, bro. If you got your health, you got your wellness, you got your spirit, even if you don't have all those things, if you're here, it is a good day. It is a blessed day. So I want you to think about Jesus. And you don't have to go through this suffering. This is the thing. This is the beauty of it. Can I get a hallelujah? You don't have to go through the suffering. You don't have to bleed tears of blood down your face. You don't have to be crucified by the Pharisees. You know who the modern Pharisees are today? Democrats. That's who they are. And Republicans. The modern Pharisees is your government. You don't have to be executed on a cross, guys. Jesus did it. He already sacrificed. That's why we don't have to sacrifice goats or whatever, like in the Old Testament, to honor God or to cleanse our souls or whatnot. We suffer, but we do not have to suffer like Christ. He is giving us salvation and grace, not through works, but by faith. And you know why Nolan made the 30K, who I talked about, who invested the 1K and then made 30K? And by the way, Jesus coin, I told you I would get everyone in the world to say his name, and we did. And we still will. That thing's going to billions of dollars, I think. The reason Nolan is successful is not just because of his actions, it was because of his faith. He went faith first, and that's why he 30X'd. Same thing with my businesses. I'm here, I live a radical lifestyle. Things don't matter, they're just things, it doesn't even matter. But the reason why I'm successful, because it's faith. It's faith first. You know, it's like the Forrest Gump syndrome, okay? You know, Gump, he just got good intentions and he's like, yeah, let's try it. Sounds good, Bubba. We got shrimp here, we got Cajun shrimp, we got all kinds of shrimp. We got little butter shrimp, we got, a spicy shrimp, we got, shrimp on a skewer, we got all these shrimps. And Bubba, or Forrest, I'd like you to be my partner in this shrimping business. We're gonna go down to Louisiana or wherever we were, and we're gonna go make lots of money. You and I doing the shrimping business. And Gump, what does he do? Right? The average person's like, that's nuts. I ain't doing that. Gump, like, yeah, Bub, I'll do that. Yeah, sound good. And then they go down there. What happens? Faith First, great movie, one of the best movies I've ever seen. Storm comes in. Act of God, and every ship gets destroyed except for Forrest's. Why? God, faith first. And he didn't quit. Remember all the rounds of him trying to find shrimp and all he's getting are like boots coming out? It's going to be like that sometimes, guys. Even Lieutenant Dan. Remember Lieutenant Dan? You got no legs, Lieutenant Dan. You got no legs, Lieutenant Dan. Remember that? Lieutenant Dan's growing his hair out, hanging out with prostitutes on New Year's, sipping the Jack Daniels or whatever. He's miserable. He's got his war with God. That's all you got. That's all you got. Pulls Forrest. He's crying. Why did you save me, Forrest? Forrest has got a tear coming down his eyes. Forrest is in the corner. He's, freaking doing the ping pong, winning freaking Olympic championships. It's a testament to the beauty of life and faith, and so many of you are not walking faith first. It's secondary. You think you are, but you're not. I'm telling you, you're not. Because here's how you know you're going faith first. When you're doing something that scares you, which you feel like is out of your league, that you might not even think you deserve, okay? And it's scary. And, it's challenging and you're uncomfortable. That's how you know you're on the right track. Get comfortable being uncomfortable in your life. And especially in this environment, I'm telling you straight up, I've told you this for years. If you're not taking risks, you will die in this environment. Your business is going to die. Your relationships are going to die. America is going to die. America was built on risk, and so is islandproject.com. Freedom was built on risk, and so is this, and so are you. Relationships are built on risk. You got to go ask the girl out, guys. If you want to get married, just like my buddy Austin, his girl is out of his league, but he asked, And now he's balling, baby, about to get married. He's going to make beautiful babies with the out-of-the-league beautiful woman. And by the way, he's not out of her league. That's the thing, Austin, you don't know, and I should have told you. She ain't out of your league. You guys are in the same league because you got the 1000X mindset. You got the mojo. You got the T, right? You got it, bro. You got this. You got this. You know what I mean? You got this. So I'm giving you a different perspective. I'm entertaining you a little bit. I blew off the freaking lid of what's going to happen next. And, I mean, what else are you guys going to do, guys? You should get rich with us. I mean, come on. Like, along with Nolan and all of us. Like, go 10X, then 30X, then 100X, then a freaking 1000X. Empower yourself. Get the girl or get the guy. Get out of your freaking cell phone. Do some powerful things. You know, get your cash flows up. Get those businesses freaking rocking. Get healthy. Do all these things while you can, man. We're all going to get old someday. It's going to be harder. Our knees aren't going to work as well. You know, maybe you won't be able to go out for that hike. Maybe you won't be able to make that investment because you waited too long or you missed the opportunity. I see that all the time. People miss it. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. Stick with the good guys. We're the good guys. And I love you very much. And I got a good sermon coming too. I'm not going to do it today. And it'll be just focused on Jesus when we do it on Saturday on the Sabbath. But in the meantime, I'm going to go get some eats. I'm going to go get some eats. I'm kind of hungry. I made myself some eggs earlier, got a good workout, but you know what I'm going to get? I'll tell you what I get. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to eat. It's one of my favorite meals. Schnitzel. You ever had a good schnitzel? I'm going to go eat me a schnitzel. Love you all. Links below. Have a great day. I want to see it on project.com. Again, I call every member that comes in with their 30 units. So if you deploy right now, which you should be doing, I mean, come on, if you're still here and you're still not deploying, like what you just wasted your time. Deploy ACH the 30K minimum. Get in, lock and load. Make sure you are in. You don't miss the founders round. I'll call you later tonight and we can chat and we can talk about anything. Most of the time when we talk, we're not even talking about online project. Most of the time we're just like talking about God and faith and relationships and hope and opportunities and friendship and community and cool stuff. And I'm usually just asking questions and learning about people, man. I love people. I mean, that's even the motto of the church that I attend that I love in Phoenix is love God, love people, make disciples. I mean, I think that's a great testament to the glory of God. Love God, love people, and make disciples. Like, let's just love each other, guys. Even Trump said this. You know, he had a kind of a snarky remark to a January 666 comment, which was an inside deep state, inside job by the radical left. Nancy Pelosi opened up the freaking doors, in my opinion. Let everybody in, create a crisis, a fake one, so they could weaponize against Trump. He's like, that was a day of love. Love each other. While you still can. What is God? What did my brother say on his deathbed? He said he knew God was real because the only thing he ever thought of when he was diagnosed with terminal illness, he had his entire body blown off and sawed in half. And he was bleeding out in front of us and had a brain aneurysm, all kinds of other crazy stuff. And he came back to life, actually walked with Jesus. I have that story too, and I documented the whole thing. He said the reason I knew God and Jesus was real, I mean, he literally walked with God, so that was, you know, pretty apparent when that happened. I mean, that's freaking crazy. Total testimony right there. I'll share that maybe on Saturday again for those of you who haven't heard the story. But he said, the only thing I could think of when I knew I was going to die, Christopher, was that I felt love in my heart. He said, I loved God and I knew he was real. And he said, I loved my family and I knew that was real. He said, I love my wife and I love my daughter. And he said, I love my friends. And he said, I love my life. And I thought that was the most beautiful thing I'd ever heard anyone say, because when he was faced with imminent destruction, which by the way wasn't destruction, my brother is singing in the kingdoms. Can I get a freaking amen with all of your brothers and sisters and all of your family members and your parents and your grandparents that were believers and saved in Jesus? That the only thing he could see in the storm, during Babylon's collapse, during when Trump's getting attempts on his life, during hyperinflation, during the economy, during ill health, during all these things, during all these problems, war in Israel, loneliness, people being upset, demoralized, all the problems in the world, politics, whatever it might be, the only thing you can see if you really know God and you deeply know him in your heart is love. And I should probably share that more. Because the people that really know me on a personal, deeply spiritual level know me. Like, first of all, most people will tell you, like Donut, he'll tell you Christopher isn't crazy at all, man. He's actually like kind of the most normal guy I know. You know, I'm really good at what I do. He's like, yeah, Chris is like just, pretty calm most of the time and just kind of does his own thing. And seriously though, but the people that really know you, what they would say about you, and hopefully, this goes for all of us, is that love should be our focus. So I leave it there. I've gone too long into the tooth. I need to get some schnitzel, guys. Okay. Links below. I'm going to call you later tonight. I want to get on the phone with you at 30 minutes. Woo!